you don't really have to have the babyface heel thing all the time. I think those two could still have a killer match without having a clear
absolutely.
who you should root for. It gives people their own. They can root for whoever the fuck they want. Like
Now
it's
you get to
mixed
cheer a heel, which
right. You can mix reactions for both, and they did a very good job at that when the Shield versed the Wyatt family way back, the original time that the Shield was a thing, and the original time the Wyatt family was a thing. Those two. So what happened in that storyline for those that may not have seen that? So the Shield was in a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber. So as a cohesive unit, any member of the Shield as a champion it's pretty much like the New Day. They're all champion. They all have something to prove, or they all have proven something if one of them is champion. So three of them being in the Elimination Chamber means that the odds as the Shield being a champion, one of the three being a champion, is pretty good when there's three of them in there. And then there's three more, so it's they have half the odds instead of 1 out of 6.
and it also makes for interesting storylines, especially when you're having to go against
Right.
your partner, and then that could always lead to other different storylines
Right.
if they chose to do so, or if they wanted to break the Shield up at that point, they could have.
Right. So what happened was during the qualifying match to get into the Elimination Chamber, the Wyatt family screwed over the Shield, not on purpose, but they had a feud with the people they were wrestling that night, and that pissed the Shield off, and then they ended up having a match, and they were both heels at that point, and they kind of pushed the Shield to be less of a coward than the Wyatt family, so you technically could say that the Shield was the babyface of that feud, because during the feud, like leading up to the match, it was like the Shield would have a match and the Wyatt family would come out, and it was very brilliantly done. I'll have to show you after this if you have time, just a small clip of that. But they walked up, like the Shield was on their way out after their match, and then the Wyatt family, the lights went out, whatever, and they come out. So both teams are standing on each side of the ring, and then the Shield would get up on the apron, then the Wyatt family would get up on the apron, and then Roman Reigns got in the ring, and then Bray Wyatt got in the ring, and then Bray Wyatt got out of the ring and walked away, and everybody booed. So it kind of made it clear that the Shield was less of a coward, I guess, than the Wyatt family.
You know, I've seen a couple of instances where it's been like that. I actually shared something on my social media not too long ago of a match, and it was back in the Nexus days.
Yeah.
And like they kept attacking John Cena, like he was obviously the target at the time.
Right.
And they were having some sort of like lumberjack match, and it was just showing a snippet of it. And so John Cena's pretty much getting beat up by Edge and Chris Jericho, and they keep tossing him out, and the Nexus would beat on him, beat on him. They tossed Jericho out at some point, and Jericho's like, "Why don't you get him? Don't worry about it, I'll do it myself." And then they all start attacking Jericho because Nexus doesn't give an F.
Right.
And so, like, there's people that come out to rescue John Cena, and it shows Edge and Chris Jericho leaving. Like, they're leaving the ring because they were heels at the time, both of them. And then you watch them stop on the ramp and look at each other like, "Do you think we should go back and help? No, let's just keep going. No, I think we should help." And then they go running back to the ring. So you have all these, like, top superstars on one side, and then you have Nexus on the other side facing off.
Right.
And it was kind of like an impact for the audience, a positive impact, because now you got two heels joining like the good side to
and
take
it
them
seemed
on.
like a natural turn because they were kind of fighting with whether or not they should have or not.
Exactly.